Question 21, Part A. Find the lowest common multiple, LCM, of 40 and 56. Now there are a couple ways of doing this. You could just use your calculator and list out the multiples of 40 and the multiples of 56 until you came to the first one that was in both times tables. But it is good to know a better method so that if the numbers are a little bit more challenging, or you don't have a calculator, if it comes up in paper 1, you've got a better method. So I'm going to break 40 down into the product of prime factors. That means I'm going to look for two numbers that multiply to make 40. 5 times 8 is 40. If you start off with different numbers, i.e. 4 and 10, you get to the same answer. Now 5 is prime, I can't break that down anymore, so I'm going to circle it. 8 is going to be 2 times 4. 2 is prime, so I'll circle it. And 4 is going to be 2 times 2. So as a product of prime factors, 40 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Now we have to do the same thing for 56. I know that 7 times 8 is 56, so 7's prime. 8, 2 is prime times 4, and the 4 is 2 times 2. So 56 is written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. Now, to get the lowest common multiple, I am interested in the numbers that are in both. So I've got a 2 in both there, so that's going to be 2 times, I've got another pair of 2's, 2 times 2, and another pair of 2's, and then you times it by everything you've got left over, so 5 and the 7. And if we do that sum, don't forget you've got a calculator. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, 8 5s are 40, times 7 gives you 280. So 280 is the first number that 40 and 56 both go into. Part B, we've got A is 2 cubed times 3 times 5, and B is 2 squared times 3 times 5 squared. Write down the highest common factor. So we use the same method as before. I'm just going to write them out longhand, just because I find it a little bit easier. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, and B will be 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 5. The highest common factor is the biggest number that will go into A and B, so it will be the one that has prime factors in both. So it's going to be 2 times 2. Now this 2 hasn't got a partner down here, so that's missed out, times 3 times 5. So I need to write down 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, and that comes to 60. 60 is the biggest number that goes into A and B. Don't forget, if you're finding these videos useful, please subscribe.